Hello, I'm Marcus V. Calvert, and welcome to Tales Unlimited Kitchen Rants. It's almost 4 o'clock on an afternoon, I want to say the 27th of December, Saturday. Hope the Christmases were nice. Did a story earlier today called The Sea Mother. This one took me a few days. I was just messing around with the general idea of uh, Cthulhu style cultist group, right? The cultists are trying to summon forth some sleeping ancient primal entity that's not only sleeping at the bottom of the ocean, but chained to the bottom of the ocean. Like it took three gods to lock her down. And she was called the Sea Mother in the old tongue because she would literally just poop out eggs and eggs and eggs, and they would grow and they would share in her hunger. And she was bound there because if not, then she would have eaten the world. She would have eaten every living thing on the planet, right? So she slept and she slept, and her eggs would poop out of her, and they wouldn't hatch, and they just become food, just dead eggs, miscarried eggs. And then some idiot wakes her up. Some idiot wakes her up with a very twisted plan. Now, normally, as I'm sure you may have seen or heard, you have some ancient evil. Someone wants to wake it up, maybe try to control it, or maybe just unleash it. Like, and once I unleash this monster, the world will be destroyed, and there'll be a dark paradise, ha ha ha. And then the good guys stop it, right? Well, there are no good guys in this story. And this dude wakes her up. He succeeds in waking her up, and how he does it is he gets a sacrificial altar. He gets himself on the sacrificial altar with a modified mystical blade, and he stabs himself right in the chest. And he sacrifices himself into the ritual, which leads him straight to wherever she was buried, wherever she was chilling, because he had no idea. And they switch bodies. The knife was supposed to hold her in his body, helpless as a kitten, while he goes into her body, claims all of that lost mystical knowledge. Because apparently magic didn't come from the gods, it came from the primals, and she's probably the last one on the planet. And the gods learned other stuff faster, they evolved faster, and eventually they beat the primals down, and then they too, for some reason, left this world. I'll flesh out the story, but it's kind of interesting. It kind of, like, I'm just completely BS'd my own mythos as I went. And it's a goodie bag. And as for her primal essence, her power, like powers that scared even the gods, we're talking like eons of sleep, it seems. Well, no, not eons, more like millennia of sleep. Well, he meant to store it in that dagger. And that was his mistake. He did his research, he did his preps. The dagger can hold power, absolutely. Bolts of lightning, hell, it can hold a nuke. It can't hold that. That's enough power to destroy France a few times over. And that's where this ritual is taking place, in Paris. And this entity is like, he's pooping out eggs, and the eggs are alive. They're going to hatch because the curse was to make her eggs sterile, but she's no longer in her body, and the chains fell off, and he's swimming upward in her body to beach it like a whale, because once he sucked all the energy out of her, he's basically going to switch back to his old body and become a god. And she will be stripped of her powers, on a shore, too weak to move, and just without water, she dies. That was his plan. Well, he underestimated A, the ability of his dagger to hold that much power, and B, he underestimated the Sea Mother. And that's all I'm going to tell you. And worthy story. I've been experimenting with the battery setup on this to see if I can just grab a page of prompts at random, maybe 2 pages, and just see if any of them would help with this story. Not this time around, but I was doing it from different angles. I had to change the perspectives a few times. I mean, at first I wanted to do a story of the guy trying to wake it up, and then from her perspective, what she does, and his intentions are honorable. And then I did one where a stoner from Canada comes in as one of the cultists, and they were supposed to all just be sacrificed, like gutted, slit, and everything like that. And he ruins it by being resistant to the incense they had in the air, which was like mind controlling stuff. But this guy's had so many different drugs in Canada, just rolls right off him. Ruins the sacrifice, saves the world. But I'm like, nah. So I played around with a few days, different versions, and this is what came out. And I dig it. Canadian stoner, though, just happens to always be in the wrong place at the right time. That in itself could probably be its own thing. Huh. Oh well. Um, the edits, final edits for the Antagonist Cookbook, Volume 5, still in the wind. My guy got wrapped up in Christmas. It happens. He'll get it to me. It'll still be out by the end of January. I just like the fact that I can write freely and have a little pause, even though I'm working all these crazy hours. All right, I'm Marcus V. Calver. This is Tales Unlimited Kitchen Rants. Please like and subscribe. You can find my books on iVillain.net, Amazon, Kindle. That's where the link will take you. Please have a look. Still don't know anything about these gigs. I won't know until probably last minute as to whether or not I'll be able to go. And aside from that, enjoy your Saturday, the 27th. Till next time.